Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time of visiting the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video you will get notified as soon as possible. And if you're not part of the fluxforex community, just look into the description box below. My Telegram link is there. Click on it and be part of the Telegram community. So last week was a very good week for us. All right, those of you in my Telegram channel community will testify to whatever I'm saying here, that we caught 300 pips plus. All right, 300 pips plus. So if I say 300 pips plus, that means we caught more than 300 pips on, I think, 2 or 3 pairs we traded last week. All right. So I mean, it is what it is. All right, last 2 weeks we had a losing streak within that very week, and so we used last week to recover all our losses, and we had profits too as well. All right, so that is how we do it on the fluxforex community. So if you're not a member yet, look through the description box below, click on the link and be part of the fluxforex community. All right, so just as I told you, this year is fully packed with trading opportunities. All right, we are going to make a lot of pips this year. Trust me, we are going to make a lot of pips. All right, yes, we haven't even crossed, let me say, middle of 2022. all right, but I tell you, we've been able to hatch so far 1,000 pips plus on the currency market. This is not indices. All right, this is currency. This is on the currency market. We don't trade indices. What we trade is currency pairs, and so far we've been able to catch 1,000 pips plus on the currency market. All right, so by knowing what is going on, you could see how things are really moving on the market so far as fluxforex is concerned. So if you are not a member yet, don't forget, the link is in the description box below. Click on the link to be part of the Telegram community. So going into this week, I would like us to look at these few pairs. All right, so if you are that person that consistently watch my YouTube weekend outlook, you realize that there has been some changes. Yes, I decided to take some pairs out and add new ones, because those pairs I've taken out, I'm not really seeing any opportunity in those pairs at the moment. All right, due to what is currently happening in Russia and in Ukraine, I'm not really seeing any clear opportunity on the market so far as those pairs are concerned. That is the very reason why I have to scan through the market to pick out pairs that opportunities on those pairs are really panning out. All right, so after scanning through the market, these are the pairs that I was able to come out with. All right, so going into next week, these are the pairs we are going to look at. So just as we usually do, let's start with the dollar index and see what is happening on the dollar index. All right, so last week you saw price retrace to the downside to close up these gaps, and right after price closing those gaps, we saw price moving to the upside. All right, so at the moment this high hasn't been cleared, so I'm still bearish on the dollar index. Going into next week, I'm still expecting to see some form of retracement to the downside. And if you don't know, going into next week, the high impact news for next week will really tell us, going into long term, how the market is going to move. All right, so we have the FOMC coming up. We also have the Fed fund rate. All right, I don't really know as to whether it's the same as the interest rate though, but going into next week, I'm going to monitor it and see. But definitely, whatever happens, those high impact news is going to give us a clear view on a longer term basis how the market is going to move. All right, so stay glued to your charts next week. Make sure you don't trade so much, all right, because you're going to see a lot of volatility in the market going into next week. All right, and concerning the Russia and then the Ukraine issue too, I'm hearing this information that according to Putin, there has been some positive talks. That is what he is saying. There has been some positive talks between Russia and then Ukraine. So for next week, the market is going to be crazy. So we just have to be very careful on the market. All right, so that is my expectation dollar index going into next week. Once this high hasn't been broken, I'm still expecting to see price move to the downside. So let's look at what is happening on EURUSD. So if I'm expecting the dollar index to move to the downside, definitely I would expect EURUSD to move to the upside. All right, yeah, so that will be my expectation on EURUSD. So going into next week, I'm expecting this bearish candle we are seeing here to respect price to move to the upside. All right, so I'll be very observant as to how price will react within this bearish candle we are seeing here. All right, if this bearish candle is able to hold price, then definitely we are going to see price move to the upside. But if this bearish candle we are seeing here fails to hold price, then I'm sorry, we are going to see price break this candle, and then we see price moving to the downside to clear all those liquidity at the downside. So that is my expectation on EURUSD. Let's look at what is happening on GBPUSD. So EURUSD, GBPUSD, same plan. All right, let me give you this quick tip. All right, even though EURUSD and then GBPUSD move in the same direction, one thing you should know is that one will move faster than the other. All right, one pair is going to move faster than the other. Now, how do you know? And it's always advisable to trade the pair that is going to move faster, because at the end of the day, we want to make the money quick and then get out of the market. So we don't want situations whereby we be in the market and then price will be moving slowly. No, that is not what we are in for. We are in for quick things. We want it as fast as possible and then we leave. All right, so between EURUSD and GBPUSD, even though they move in the same direction, you don't have to be trading those two pairs. All right, you need to select the best one and then you take your trades on. And so by assessing these two pairs, you always have to analyze EURGBP. This is a quick tip I'm giving you. Analyze EURGBP. All right, so if you analyze EURGBP and then you end up with a bullish bias, that should tell you that a euro is strong, GBP is weak. If you analyze EURGBP and end up with a bearish bias, that should tell you GBP is strong, euro is weak. All right, and so by identifying that euro is strong, GBP is weak, that means the best pair for you to trade that week will be EURUSD. By identifying that EURGBP is bearish, that means GBP is strong, euro is weak. All right, the best pair for you to trade will be GBPUSD. So that is a quick tip for you. So going into next week and the subsequent weeks, this is what you should be doing. All right, so quickly let's look at what is happening on GBPUSD. So on the GBPUSD, let's quickly look at what is happening on the weekly. All right, yes, let's look at what is happening. Yes, so currently this is where price is sitting. All right, it's currently in a bullish order block. All right, yes, it's currently in a bullish order block. So next week, going into next week, I'm going to see how price is going to react within this bullish order block we are seeing here. All right, yeah, I'm going to see how price is going to react within this bullish order block we are seeing here. If price is able to hold, if this candle, or sorry, if this bullish order block is able to hold price, then definitely you're going to see price move to the upside. You're going to see price move to the upside. But if it is not able to hold, then definitely we are going to see lower prices on GBPUSD. All right, so going into next week, I'll be very particular within this zone. All right, I'm not expecting to see price break out of this zone now, but I'll expect to see price retrace from there, and then we see this high being attacked. Then I'll focus on how price will react when it gets to this breaker. All right, this will be my breaker. I'll see how price is going to react when it gets into this breaker. So that is my expectation on GBPUSD. Let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. All right, yes, let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. So this is what is happening on GBPJPY. So just as we can see, we saw a quick rejection that was last Friday from this candle we are seeing here. All right, so going into next week, I'll be observant how price will react within this bearish candle we are seeing here. If this bearish candle is able to hold price, then definitely you are going to see price move to the upside. But if it breaks, then definitely we are going to see some lower prices. All right, so this will be the zone in which I will observe. All right, so last week we took this trade, but it came back to our entry, and then so I'm really expecting price to move to the upside though. Yes, but this zone is going to be my point of interest. All right, I'm not expecting price to break out of this zone. Once it breaks out of this zone, then definitely we are going to see this low being cleared, and then other sell side liquidity to being attacked. So that is my expectation on GBPJPY going into next week. Let's look at what is happening on EUROCAD. Let's quickly look at what is happening on EUROCAD. Let's look at what is happening. All right, so this is what is happening on EUROCAD. All right, so we saw price rejecting from this zone. All right, let's go to the daily and then see what is happening on the daily. So this is what is happening on the daily. So price, what we saw a stop hunt. All right, we saw a stop hunt. Price went up. All right, tried breaking this high, and then we saw some rejection to the downside. All right, so going into next week, I will see how price will react within this candle. I'm not expecting price to break this bullish candle we are seeing here. All right, I'm not expecting price to break it. I'm really expecting to see higher price on EUROCAD going into next week. All right, yes, so I'm expecting price to move to the upside, clear this high, then we see if price will be able to clear this high. If price breaks through this high, then definitely all this liquidity here will be cleared. The next point, the next move will be, or my target will be here. All right, yes, if we see price break this high, then definitely price is going to get here. I'll look out for price moving to this high, right? Yeah, so that is my expectation on EUROCAD going into next week. Let's look at what is happening on EURCHF. So EURCHF was one of the pairs that really served us last week. Yes, EURCHF was one of the pairs that really served us last week. It gave us some 200 plus pips. Yes, so that is it. It gave us 253 pips only on EURCHF. All right, yes, so this we took this trade. That I think that was in my VIP. All right, we took this trade in my VIP last week. Yes, so this is how we nailed it on EURCHF. All right, yes, this is how we nailed it on EURCHF. I'm still bullish on this pair too. Yes, I'm still bullish on this pair going into next week. I will expect to see price come back to this zone. We see some little retracement to this area again, then you see the continuation to the upside, filling this gap and then targeting this area as well. All right, so going into next week, I'll be a little bit bearish on this pair, expecting to see the retracement. Then once it's done, I will start looking for buy opportunities to clear this high, fill this gap, and then also clear this liquidity we are seeing here. So that is my expectation on EURCHF going into next week. Let's look at what is happening on GBPCHF. For GBPCHF, I'm really seeing a very good opportunity, trading opportunity on the monthly time frame, but things are not so clear on the lower time frames. Yes, let's look at what is happening on the monthly time frame. All right, let's go what is happening. This is what is happening on the monthly time frame. You could see this is a very good trade. All right, we are seeing a very good opportunity on GBPCHF. All right, so this is what is happening on the monthly. So we saw price clear these sell stops. All right, yes, it cleared the sell stops, broke the structure, went up here. We saw rejection coming back to the structure. All right, so going into next week, I will expect to see price move to the upside. All right, but at the moment we are not seeing clear signs on the daily. All right, so I'll patiently wait for this pair. If nothing at all, I will wait for the monthly candle to complete. All right, we have about 18 days and 23 hours to complete this monthly candle. All right, so once this monthly candle complete, the next candle I'm expecting is a bullish candle. Yes, the next candle I'm expecting to see is a bullish candle, and which will engineer that move to the upside. All right, clearing this high, these highs, and these highs. So as you can see on GBPCHF, we are seeing a very nice opportunity panning out. But at the moment, I'm not seeing things clearly on the lower time frame, that is the weekly, daily, and then the 4-hour. All right, yes. So I'll just be observant on these time frames and see how price is going to react. All right, I'll just be patient and see how price is going to react on these pairs. Let's look at what is happening on EURAUD. Yeah, let's look at what is happening on EURAUD. Let's look at what is happening on EURAUD going into next week. Yes, so this pair we caught about 200 plus pips. All right, this was posted in my free community. We caught about 200 plus pips on this pair last week. Yes, so going into next week, I'm still bullish on this pair. I'm still very bullish on this pair. All right, yeah. So I entered this trade Friday, but I wasn't seeing things so clear as I have to see. I wasn't really seeing things as clear as possible, so I just went out of the trade. So going into next week, I'm expecting to see price push the upside. I'm not really expecting to see price clear these lows. All right, yes. So I'm expecting to see price move to the upside. All right, into this area, and and that is about 640 pips plus. Yes, so that is my expectation. All right, that is my expectation. I'm always the type of trader that goes in for big pips. Right, I'm the type of trader that go in for a lot of pips, because I believe that you don't need large lot size. You don't need a bigger lot size to make money on the market. All right, because at the end of the day, what I've realized is that if you are trading a smaller account, whatever, and then you are practicing risk management, if you are trading a smaller account and you are practicing risk management, most people are not content with the profit they make. All right, so at the end of the day, they violate that risk management rule. Yes, they violate that risk management rule. And so if you want to make a lot of money on the market, you can still practice risk management and make a lot of money on the market. How? All right, especially on the currency market. How? Target larger pips. Yes, you can do it. All right, yes. Even though most of the times people say it's not easy trading, getting higher pips on the currency market. Yes, it's true, but if you put in the effort, all right, if you put in the effort, you will be able to catch those large pips just as I'm doing. All right, yes. So that is that. All right, yes. You don't need bigger lot size to make money on the market. All right, by practicing risk management, you need more pips. All right, fluxforex will give you that more pips. All right, yes. We caught 400 pips plus on my VIP last week, and then we caught 200 pips plus in the free community last week. So you can imagine the number of pips you have been catching. All right, yeah. So in this case like this, if we should have a losing week, I mean, it wouldn't affect you so much, because at the end of the day, my least pips I risk on the market is 60 pips. That is my maximum pips I risk on the market. All right, that is a maximum risk on the market. And so at the end of the day, if within the week you make about 200 pips plus, and then the following week you are losing, like, let's say if 2 trades and each of these 2 trades have a stop loss of 60 pips, and let's say you lose those trades, all right, that means at the end of the week you lost 120 pips at the end of the week. I mean, your account is still safe. All right, we always do things in order for you to protect your account. That is what you should be doing as a trader. All right, so going into next week, that is my expectation going into next week. All right, next week's news release is going to trigger the movement of the market long term, so you have to be very careful on the market. All right, practice proper risk management. All right, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell. The link to my Telegram community is in the description box below. Just click on it and become part of the Flux Forex community. All right, we are just starting. There is a lot of things coming up so far as Flux Forex is concerned. You wouldn't want to miss any of them. All right, so that is just that. I wish you all good luck and good trading.